Chapter 27 of the Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane. Seasons passed, fall and winter, and spring and summer. Leaves blew in through the open door of Lucius Clark's shop, and rain, and the green, outrageous, hopeful light of spring. People came and went, grandmothers and doll collectors, and little girls with their mothers. Edward Tulane waited. The seasons turned into years. Edward Tulane waited. He repeated the old doll's words over and over until they wore a smooth groove of hope in his brain. Someone will come. Someone will come for you. And the old doll was right. Someone did come. It was springtime. It was raining. There were dogwood blossoms on the floor of Lucius Clark's shop. She was a small girl, maybe 5 years old, and while her mother struggled to close a blue umbrella, the little girl walked around the store, stopping and staring solemnly at each doll and then moving on. When she came to Edward, she stood in front of him for what seemed like a long time. She looked at him, and he looked back at her. Someone will come, Edward said. Someone will come for me. The girl smiled, and then she stood on her tiptoes and took Edward off the shelf. She cradled him in her arms. She held him in the same ferocious, tender way Sarah Ruth had held him. Oh, thought Edward, I remember this. Madame, said Lucius Clark, could you please attend to your daughter? She is holding a very fragile, very precious, quite expensive doll. Maggie, said the woman. She looked up from the still open umbrella. What have you got? A rabbit, said Maggie. A what? Said the mother. A rabbit, said Maggie again. I want him. Remember, we're not buying anything today. We're looking only, said the woman. Madame, said Lucius Clark, please. The woman came and stood over Maggie. She looked down at Edward. The rabbit felt dizzy. He wondered for a minute if his head had cracked open again, if he was dreaming. Look, Mama, said Maggie. Look at him. I see him, said the woman. She dropped the umbrella. She put her hand on the locket that hung around her neck, and Edward saw then that it was not a locket at all. It was a watch, a pocket watch. It was his watch. Edward? Said Abilene. Yes, said Edward. Edward? She said again, certain this time. Yes, said Edward. Yes, 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 it's me. And that is the end of the miraculous journey of Edward Tulane. You know, this is a book that I've read several times, and every time I read it, it's a very strong story. And I feel like it's a book that's written to entertain us, but it's also a book written to teach us something and to ask us questions. And the biggest part about learning is asking questions. Okay? So I really hope that you enjoyed this book. I look forward to reading some more books to you guys. But for now, you guys have a good day. And if you want to leave a comment or anything down below, please do so, okay? Tell me how much you loved this book or how much you didn't like this book. Some people might not like this book. This is not a super happy all the time kind of book. It has some pretty sad places in it. So it's not for everyone. But if you enjoyed this book or you really didn't enjoy this book, go ahead and add a comment below. All right, guys. I miss you, and I look forward to seeing you guys again next year.